The funding climate is not good for the arts right now. Ironically, as I am saying this, on my feed, on my computer this morning from PND, I get a headline saying, giving to charities down 11% in 2009. But the bad part is, if you read on, it says, and it's not going to get any better in 2010. And I agree with that. Think of the situation here, focused in New York, although goodness, it's true in other communities as well. We know that tax revenue is down in the city, and we know that tax revenue is seriously down on the state level, and the state is struggling to come up with a way to balance its budget. That does not augur well for government giving to the arts. We know that the corporate sector has not only gone through some serious contractions during the recession from 2008 through now, but there's enough uncertainty out there, and even though I do think the jobs are picking up, I do think that the economy in the broader sense is picking up, but that is not going to translate right away into corporate giving picking up. That's going to lag behind. With foundations, where they are assessing their assets on a 3-year rolling basis, and they're saying, okay, well, I'm going to combine sort of what did we have in 2008, 2009, 2010, those numbers are going to be terrible. They're going to be worse than when the foundation looked at its assets over a 3-year average of 7, 8, and 9, and consequently there's going to be impetus to be able to give out even less money, distribute less grants in 2011 than in 2009 or 2010. That's not good climactic news. The largest amount of support comes from individuals, and there the concern is that, of course, there are some people who are directly affected by the recession, who are out of work, are not in a position to be generous in terms of their own personal, private, individual philanthropy. But what is worse is that there are people out there who are uncertain. They're uncertain as to, what is the value of my home? What is, am I going to have problems with my mortgage? Am I going to be furloughed or laid off, or my salary frozen next year? There's enough uncertainty out there that that is clearly having a dampening effect on individual giving, and it's going to take a while. It's going to take a sustained period of good news to change the mindset. Absolutely. You have, there's no question that we all have, not just nonprofit arts organizations, businesses, individuals, and so forth, have an ability to reach infinitely more people, infinitely quicker, for infinitely less money. That is a precious opportunity that technology has presented to us in the 21st century, and it's up to us in the nonprofit arts to take advantage of that. But it's not just about gadgets and apps. Ultimately, it's about a transformative human experience. But if you can use social media and add to that what you will, to get the attention of an individual, to get your art in front of an individual in a way that could never have happened 10 years ago, 20 years ago, and so forth, it is absolutely going to feed into the reason for my optimism. It's an emphatic yes to that question, but that does not mean there are too many artists. It does not mean there is too much creativity. It does not mean there is too much innovation, truth, beauty, inspiration, meaning. No one is ever going to say, oh, there's too much culture. Think what culture is, the sort of two meanings of the word. Sometimes we use it, arts and culture, and you're describing a painting hanging on a wall or somebody in toe shoes. But culture is humanity. There is no such thing as too much of that. What there is too much of is duplicate 501c3 incorporated struggling nonprofit corporate entities. It's important for arts organizations to think about what they can do for the business. Yes, as a manager of an arts organization, you are thinking, how can I keep my arts organization alive? Can I get $1 from here? Can I get $10,000 from there? Can I get $1 million from there? But that's not my advice. My advice is think what you have to offer. And it can be in terms of your audience, in terms of the demographic you can connect that business to. It can be in terms, maybe you have a space that's desirable, that's funky, that's alternative, that's cutting edge, that's beautiful, that's historic, that's a monument, that's a magnet, that's familiar, that's beloved. Maybe you have programming which can have a potential branding affiliation. Are you thought of as being, young, cool, hip, downtown, whatever it is, cutting edge? Are you thought of as being something that engages the family? Or is the culture of the arts organization one that is supportive of multi-generational dialogue? Does it appeal to a particular ethnic group? Does it reach people in a particular geographic area? Whatever it is, these are our assets as arts organizations, and think of them and think of their potential value to the business organization. Are there things that can be provided to their clients, their customers, their employees? The issue of employee volunteerism is huge and growing. The interest on the corporate side of having happy employees who don't just do their day job, but in fact, through their business, have fulfilling, satisfying volunteer opportunities is huge. This is why at the Arts and Business Council, the number of people raising their hand and saying, I want to be a business volunteer for the arts, has more than doubled over the past couple of years, and we're trying to take advantage of that and keep up with it. And any individual arts organization, big or small, can pay attention to that same interest and need on the business side.